Yes, please come. Please take your seat.
Thank you.
Yes, Arun, please briefly tell about yourself.
Sir, I'm Arun Kabilan. I'm from Kanyakumari, my favorite place in the world, and I did my schooling and college in Chennai. My father works in the Southern Railways, and my mother takes care of the home front. And I have a brother who's working as a lawyer in Madras High Court. And I would say my strengths are that I get along with everyone pretty easily, and that's about it.
Why Kanyakumari is your most loved place?
So the thing I like the most about Kanyakumari is that I love the ambient noises. It's just the sounds of waves and the coconut trees rustling against each other. So compared to here, where it's mostly just horns and vehicles, I much prefer it, sir.
Philately is one of your hobbies.
Yes, sir.
Do you think is it still a relevant hobby in the world? Do you think philately is still relevant, or is it more of a sophisticated, not so relevant hobby now? What's your view on philately?
I think the popularity has definitely been declining over the years. I joined a Facebook group on philately recently, and most of the posts are filled with people trying to sell them. The stamps they have inherited from their fathers, they're just trying to sell them. But I still believe that there is a core group of philatelists everywhere that are still love doing it, and I'm happy to say I'm one of them. So.
What are Cinderella stamps?
Cinderella stamps, I'm not sure.
Okay, there is concept of Cinderella stamps in philately. Do you know which is the latest stamp released by Government of India?
No, I'm not sure.
It was on Kumbh Mela.
Okay.
On 2nd February 2019.
Okay.
A stamp on Kumbh Mela was. At least, do you have any idea about Kumbh Mela?
That's an overall idea.
What is the most happening thing in UP now? The Kumbh Mela. Please tell us anything about Kumbh Mela. What you know about Kumbh Mela?
It is a annual gathering that happens once in 12 years, and the best thing about this recent Kumbh Mela is that the river quality has been much better than last time. The river I recently went.
Do you know how much is being spent on the organization of this Kumbh Mela?
I'm not sure, sir.
Do you think really we need to have these kind of large mass gatherings, spend crores of money? For your information, it is 4,200 rupees, crores of rupees, which we spend for organizing this Ardha Kumbh Mela.
Okay.
Where is it being held?
Allahabad.
What is Allahabad now? No more Allahabad.
Yes.
So, do you think really we need to spend India, given its poverty levels, still we are not able to take care of basic amenities, education, health and other social sectors? We are not doing well. Is it appropriate to spend 4,200 crores for organizing such religious gatherings?
Yes, sir. I believe that it is still important because religion forms a very important part of our lives. So, just our physical well-being is not important alone. So, it helps in a more spiritual level of well-being.
Spirituality is more to do with oneself. Yes. You sit in a place and meditate and be spiritual about it.
Yes.
But why do you need to spend 4,200 crores for organizing a Mela when we are not able to provide bread and butter to all the Indian citizens?
I think the Kumbh Mela will happen anyway, and if the government is involved in the process, I think the crowd management and everything will be better. So it is still very vital for the government to be involved in the process.
Okay, you are from Kanyakumari.
Yes.
What is peculiar about Kanyakumari in terms of political arena?
In the last
overall Tamil Nadu political arena is concerned.
In the last election, it was one of the few seats not won by the majority party in the elections.
Why that BJP able to win in Kanyakumari, the MP seats, not in other places?
I think it has to do with the demography and also the a little bit of history. So.
Can you elaborate? I don't know what you mean by demography and history.
It's because I heard from second hand only, but I heard that there was
You are a political science.
yes, sir. There was friction between between different communities, and BJP was able to represent one community much better, and so they were able to mobilize the people much better there. So compared to other districts, they were able to gain a foothold there. Sir.
Okay. Do you find any similarity between Kerala and Kanyakumari?
So there is a lot of similarities because it used to be a part of the kingdom of Travancore. Especially the food, I will say that compared to even rest of Tamil Nadu, the use of coconut is one peculiar feature which is shared by Kerala, and the climate is also very similar to Kerala. We get rainfall most of the year, and the temperature and everything is also very similar. So. And agriculture wise also we have a lot of coconut plantations and cashew, which is also shared by the state of Kerala.
Political science.
Yes, sir.
There are two types of politicians. In political science we talk about. One is lions, the other is foxes. Have you heard about it?
Sir,
Lions and foxes.
yes, sir.
So who are they? Do you think who do we have in India today? Lions, foxes, who is actually in India?
I think it will be a mix of both. Sir.
How can there be mix of both? And these two people, two categories of people, and they say that means predominant qualities are like either fox-like or lion-like.
Yes, sir.
So where will you place Modi ji, Prime Minister?
I think as a national leader, he is a lion in certain states and fox.
Tell me, where has he taken lion-like nations?
I think on a national level scale, he has shown more.
Tell me some nations that has taken the most lion-like, which reflects most lion-like character. Can you tell me one nation?
I would say surgical strikes were very lion-like qualities.
Okay, how about demonetization?
Demonetization was also very brave. He did that in spite of knowing that a lot of people will have to take a short-time suffering. So that will also can be seen as a lion-like qualities.
Okay. So today there is a feeling that ideology politics has been completely replaced by identity politics. So we are shifting away from ideology to identity, and people have resorted to this identity politics based on several factors. It could be caste. Do you think it's a right approach?
I think it is
away from ideology politics.
I think it is India is still in a process of becoming a mature democracy, and identity politics is one of the steps in that process. So eventually, I believe that we will move away from the identity politics also. Sir.
But I don't think that we are moving away. There has been a reinforcement of caste identities. Many groups are claiming that they are backward caste. Backward caste is rather a reverse trend. So there is a reverse trend towards strengthening one's culture, caste, religion. I don't think we are moving away or drifting away from the identity to ideology politics. I don't think there is one single integrating ideology that we have today as we had in the past.
So I believe that the present scenario is a very short-term, phenomena. And I still believe that in certain areas, like if we're watching a cricket match or something, we still ditch every other identity and we still identify as Indians. So I believe that we are still moving towards that goal.
India is a nation or India is a state?
I would say that it is a mix of both. It has been called both a state nation as well as a nation state.
Okay, so what are the challenges to nation state today? Tell me two important challenges that are facing today, which as a nation state we are facing today.
I would say external threats and climate change, so definitely.
Second one is?
Climate change.
So what is that?
Climate change, it is how the climate of the entire world is changing. So with regards to it, everything from sea level to the level of rainfall will change, and we are not in a position right now to be able to adapt to different change in climates effectively, sir. So in the future it will be a huge security issue, sir.
International relations. China is using various methods to make sure that India as a country is always under pressure. Yesterday and day before yesterday, they said Mr. Modi should not enter Arunachal Pradesh. What do you think?
I think it's still posturing from the Chinese side, sir, to ensure that they will have an option of, in future negotiation, they will have an option of giving up their claims on Arunachal Pradesh. So they are, still claiming that Arunachal Pradesh is a part of Tibet.
There was a significant thing which Mr. Modi launched there to ensure that we are as much strong as they are. So what was that?
I think there was recently a bridge connecting Assam and Arunachal Pradesh, which will efficiently be able to use it in case of any army mobilization, sir.
The ruckus in Sri Lanka now recently was because of this Chinese people bringing pressure. What was the real crux? What was the issue?
I think it was because of normal coalition politics only, sir. In the end,
Why not specific?
You want me to tell the specific reasons? I think the coalition was formed between Mr. Sirisena, Prime Minister, and President, and Wickremesinghe, Prime Minister, as a coalition against former President. So there was always friction between them because they belong to different party, and because they have always been
But where did the Chinese come in? That's what I want.
The Chinese side support the other sides, sir. So there has been allegations that they have been influencing from behind the states, sir.
Do you know what's happening in Colombo?
In what regard, sir?
The involvement of Chinese?
I think right now the government is going smoothly, but still Sirisena has, President Sirisena has said that he will not cooperate with the Prime Minister properly. So in the near future, the situation may worsen again, sir.
Chinese have reclaimed land, and you'll be surprised that Tamil was one of the official languages. Sinhala, English and Tamil.
Yes, sir.
Now, in many places now, they remove Tamil and put in Chinese. They are trying to bulldoze their way into, so that they have a hold there, they have a hold in North Pakistan, and put pressure in this.
Arun Kabilan, I have two questions. Now recently in the world, they celebrated a day called World Wetlands Day. Right?
Yes.
February 2nd. So that was the day where the entire world should protect wetlands. Right?
Okay, sir.
So why should we protect wetlands?
Wetlands has multiple benefits to the overall system, sir, because on the one side it can prevent or at least mitigate the floods, and on our other side we can say that it also helps in purification of water, because it can hold on to the toxins, and whatever the streams that come out of it are relatively more clean. And it is also very important for biodiversity, not just in the country but also abroad, because many of the migratory birds take root through these wetlands. So and they can also play a very important economic role, because they support the economy around the wetland, like fishing and even farming to an extent.
But unfortunately, all wetlands are under threat.
Yes, sir. I think
What are the major threats?
overpopulation and urbanization is definitely one of the threats, sir, and I believe every other threat is a product of that, because if you see, another threat is pollution, and that is also a result of overpopulation and urbanization, and encroachment is also because we just don't have enough land to accommodate everyone, and so at the core of it lies overpopulation.
Very good. So my next question is related to your hobbies about reading comic books. Right? So what kind of satisfaction you get after reading comic books? This man has two kind of relief. Comic relief and like break for one's own soul. Okay,
Yes,
he needs two types of relief.
yes, sir.
Okay, so comic relief is very very important.
Yes, sir.
So what kind of comic relief did you get or did you enjoy?
I think mostly the comic books I read is about superheroes, sir. So at a level, to be able to imagine myself as someone with super speed or with the ability to fly, it's kind of amazing, sir, to think about it. That's what I like most about
Do
it,
you
sir.
need the comic relief now?
Sir, it's not necessarily about comic relief, sir. It's just a medium, and it can cover all kind of stories, sir.
Thank you.
Arun, overall, it's okay, no?
Yeah,
Finished.
yes.
Okay. Overall, it was okay, but I think you need to have more facts in hand.
Yes, sir.
You said philately is your hobby,
Yes.
and you were not aware what was the latest stamp that was released by India, Government of India. Cinderella stamps are basically labels. They are not postal stamps.
Okay.
They are labels like stamps.
Okay.
Initially, those who were into philately were not accepting Cinderella stamps as a stamp in itself.
Okay.
They are more labels which were carrying some messages.
Okay.
They were not used as a postal stamp. Something like, say, revenue stamps were used for revenue purposes.
Okay.
So when you have chosen philately as your hobby, if it is really your hobby, then you should have been knowing that. Otherwise, even if you have just put it as your hobby, then better be prepared for it.
Okay.
Because it's a basic requirement that you have put something as a hobby and you are not knowing that what is the latest stamp is something which you are not updated in your hobby. That is the kind of impression that you will be given.
Okay.
And then I asked about Kumbh Mela, you were not able to explain properly. And you still said Allahabad, it is actually Prayagraj. And you are not, actually it's a big event where we are spending more than 4,000 crores of money is being spent on an event which is still ongoing. It is up to March 15th. So you seem to be not aware of that, which means that you are not up to date with your current affairs, and it's a major event, not something which is very minor. So factually, I think you need to have more information, because these are all things which you have given in your own philately is something which you have given in your own biodata. Your attire should be more formal with a tie.
Yes,
Though it may be a mock, but you should assume that this is like an interview,
Yes, sir.
and you will not be able. You will not be anyway going like this. in
Sir,
your
it's
actual
still not
interview.
ready.
So it's better that you wear a proper tie,
Yes,
or preferably a blazer. Even otherwise, at least minimum a tie is essential,
Yes.
and get used to that attire.
Yes.
Because otherwise, suddenly if you are going to wear a tie only on that day, unless you are already comfortable with it,
Yes.
otherwise you will feel something clutching your neck, and then you are not. That irritation may not be able to give you a. You will not be able to perform well because of that.
Yes, sir.
So, and even somehow I felt your body language is quite casual. You have to you can still sit straight and lean a bit forward and answer more, what to say, as if this is my view, like you are taking very casually. Show some more seriousness in your answers,
Yes, sir.
that you want something to happen. You take this interview as something important.
Okay.
It's not like normal just chatting with some people and leaving. No, it is more. It's a question of your career. So if you really want to be in service, then you should show that serious to get that service, isn't
Okay,
it?
sir. Okay.
So this is my overall thing. You have to. When is your interview?
March 13th, sir.
So you still have a lot of time.
Yes.
Almost a month. So you can still attend more mocks
Yes.
and go through your biodata. Every bit in your biodata is a probable question that may come.
Yes, sir.
And philately and all, I think you should prepare very well on that.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Any positive thing you are present?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Hairdressing and all you could have done.
Well, yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
See, whatever word you use in the application,
Yes, sir.
every word counts.
Yes, sir.
You should know more and more about less and less.
Sir, I could.
More and more about less and less. he said.
More and more about less and less.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so if you use philately,
Yes, sir.
then you should have more information about philately.
Yes, sir.
In our state, what happened for philately?
Yes, sir.
For the world, for India, what happened? We have to update also.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so that is the area where experts, will look for like gaps or leaks. They pick it up. So you should be more informative.
Okay, sir.
Information is power. Okay.
Yes, sir.
The idea is to know how current you are.
Okay, sir.
Isn't it?
Yes.
You have given something, so that reflects on your personality.
Yes.
I practice some hobby and I'm up to date in that.
Yes, sir.
That means that you are really having that hobby.
Yes, sir.
Otherwise, it is just for the sake of interview. You have put philately as well.
Yes.
In order to,
That is how I
You
will.
got that.
You will get one.
you are not bluffing. So in order to prove that you should be informative.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
Prepare well. You are doing well, but you can still perform better. You have the potential to do better.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Your communication is good. Your language skill is very good.
Yes,
I
sir.
appreciate that.
Thank you, sir.
Some more of analytical ability
Okay,
to understand things and put it across nicely.
Okay, sir.
All the best.
Thank you,
Your
sir.
body language.
Your hard dressing is good. But you have to little bit
Okay, sir.
groom.
Yes, sir. What did you say?
Body language has to be. You have to show that you're serious.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, all the best.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.